you want to watch this video. If you want to survive in these tough economic times, you want to watch this video. Times are hard, guys, and with the rising cost in goods and services, and especially our groceries, we have to find ways in which we can save money and cut costs or eliminate some of our expenses just for us to get by and to survive these hard times. So it is crucial that we are stretching every cent of our money as further as we can so that we are able to do more with less, considering that everything is going up. Electricity bills have gone up, water bills have gone up, the food and groceries in general have gone up. So we have to see how best can we save and cut costs where possible so that we are able to survive and still manage to live our lives. This means that we have to look at our budgets and see, out of our existing expenses, which expenses can we do without? Which are the things that we are spending money that we can do without, that we can either reduce or we can completely eliminate from our budgets so that we can make more room for our money to be able to do more for us. So in today's video, we are going to look at what are those realistic money saving and cost cutting measures that we can take in order to stretch our money further, especially in these tough economic times. Hi guys, if you are new here, my name is Elizabeth, but you can also call me Liz, and on this channel I talk about personal finance and wholesome living. If this is the kind of content that you have interest in, then you are definitely at the right place. Please note that nothing I say on this channel should be seen or received as financial advice, and if you are looking for financial advice, you should speak to somebody who is certified and registered with the relevant bodies in your area in order for them to provide financial advice. The first thing that you need to do in these hard times is for you to reevaluate and to trim your budget. The reason that you want to do that is because priorities change as things are changing around us. So as costs are going up, whether it's costs for goods or costs for services, then our priorities are also changing. We have to relook at our budgets so that we can see what do we still need and what we might not need, and are our current needs really needs, or it's just wants that we have turned into needs. Your focus here on trimming, the first thing that you can look at trimming is actually your utility bills. Find ways in which you can cut down or reduce your utility bills, which is your electricity usage and your water usage, and also look at your food budget, your grocery budget. Look at how much as a household, whether you are a household of 1 or a household of 5, look at what are you currently having in terms of the groceries that you are buying, and what are the things that you buy that you might not actually need, or they are not a need, they are more of a luxury, and you can trim off some of those items. If you were buying at stores that are expensive, you can consider changing the grocery store that you buy your items from so that you are able to save. For instance, you can now go to bulk shops, like you can go to your Metros and the likes, where you are able to probably get better rates in terms of how much you are paying for your grocery bill. You can also cut on your streaming services. You can cut on your dining out or eating out. You can cut on takeouts. If you were having maybe 3 takeouts a week, you can consider only having 1, or you can eliminate altogether depending on what is doable for you. And here you also want to look at your subscriptions, look at which ones you can integrate, look at which ones that you can share with others, and then you can get rid of some of them. When it comes to trimming your budget, you can also consider calling your service providers and asking for a rate reduction, especially when you look at things like your car insurance or your home insurance, or when you look at how much you are paying for your phone or for your Wi-Fi or for any other service. Call your providers, see if they are able to give you any reduction on what you are currently paying so that you keep more money in your pocket. The second thing that you can do is to track every dollar or every rent within your budget. This is especially important because when times are hard, you want to make make sure that you don't have leaks within your budget. So have a look at what you are spending and really track where your money is going and making sure that you are giving every dollar a job within your budget. And when you are tracking, it assists you to actually see where does the money disappear within your budget. A lot of people have budgets, but because they are not really tracking the movement of money, once they have done the budget, they are not tracking their expenditure, it's very difficult for them to account for certain amounts of money. There are areas where they are overspending, and there are also areas where they are underspending, but they don't save that money because the money just vanishes within the budget and it goes to things that they have not even planned for. The third thing you can do is to set a weekly spend limit when it comes to your finances. And this helps you to make sure that you remain intentional with your money and you are only spending money on the things that you have actually budgeted for, and you are spending funds within the amounts that you have budgeted for, and you are not overspending on any of the categories that you need to spend on. Now here we are looking at you deciding that in a month, this is how much that I spend. And I give myself an allowance to say there are certain things that I have to spend money on at the beginning of the month, for instance, in week 1. So maybe week 1 will be your bulk of your budget that you are spending. But then from week 2, 3, and 4, you can give an allocation. To say for week 1, I give myself, let me say, 1,300 to spend. Then for week 3, I give myself maybe another 1,300, and for week 4, maybe I give myself an allowance of 1,000 that I'm meant to spend within that week. And once you do that, you can either use an app like your banking app. If your banking app allows you to categorize your spending, you can do that within the app and allocate different amounts to the different things, or you can do that using the physical cash stuffing or the envelope method, where you withdraw now those amounts of money and you stuff your envelopes for week 1, for week 2, 3, and 4 with the amounts that you have allocated for each week. And once that money is finished for the week, then that's it. You do not spend any further. You just wait for the following week for you to be able to spend as planned. Unless it's an emergency, of which you need to have an emergency fund in place to solve your emergencies. The fourth thing that you can do to save and cut cost is to have no spend days within a week. Here you can identify a day or two within a week. Let's say, for example, maybe it's Wednesdays and Thursdays where you do not spend any money at all. This helps you to reset when it comes to your budget, and it also helps you to identify triggers within your spending. And here you want to compare your no spend days with your spend days. You might be able to actually increase the number of days in a week where you don't spend any money. Maybe when you are starting, you can start with just one no spend day in a week, and then from there you will be able to then increase to maybe 2 days a week or 3 days a week or more than that. The more days that you are able to do without spending, the better for you, because then it means you are leaving more money in your pocket. The fifth thing that you want to do is to make sure that you avoid high interest debt. As much as possible, avoid taking on high interest debt. And this is important because when the times are hard or when things are getting more expensive, you really do not want to have the burden of debt. On top of everything else that you have to spend more on than you usually spend, having debt on top of that just will make your life much more difficult, and it will bring you a lot of stress in your life. So here you want to make sure that you delay any large purchases that requires you to take on high interest debt. It's better for you to save for your purchases on time, making sure that you are not taking debt just for you to purchase that item. And if you are already in debt, have a plan. Choose a method of which you are going to pay off your debt. For instance, your debt avalanche method or your snowball method, and go an extra mile if you are able to make extra payments on those debts so that you are able to pay it off faster. The sixth thing that you want to do is to get creative with your everyday expenses. Expenses like your groceries, you want to make sure that, especially when you are buying food and when you are buying your other household items, consider buying no-name brands or buying the store brands. If you are going in Spar, buy the Spar product. Of course, you want to make sure that you are comparing the prices and not just buying, because on some household or house brand items, the items are actually more expensive than some of the brand items. So you want to know what are the differences in the prices, and then you take the one which is much more cheaper than the other one. So it's not always you find that the no-name or the house brand is cheaper than the branded products. And under this category, you also want to make sure that you are keeping a sinking shopping list in your house, and every time you go buy items, you take your list with you. So for instance, at the beginning of the month, you have a very long list of the items that you need through the month. Even if you don't buy them at the same time, you keep that list with you so that each time you get an item that was part of the list, you tick it off. And you don't just go to the mall or to the shops buying things that you actually do not need, but you would rather want to make sure you are sticking to your list, because your list will help you to stay focused and it will help you to also stay within your budget. Here you can also look at bulk buying, and like I always say, always compare the individual items that you purchase versus the bulk items, whether there is a real saving, and not only just buy because it's in bulk. You also want to look at meal planning. So you plan your meals at home and you cook at home as much as possible so that you don't have to do a lot of takeaways. You don't have to buy a lot of lunch outside, so that you don't have to buy lunch at work, and really you try to minimize buying food outside while you have groceries at home as much as possible. When it comes to getting creative with your expenses, you can also look at buying things second-hand or things that have been used before, and you can do this within your communities, in your circle of family, in your circle of friends, or you can look at online community groups where you can get certain items, because not everything needs to be a brand new item. Some of the things you can really buy second hand and you can refurbish it, or you can do it in a different way, find a creative way to make an item look different so that it still looks new to you. And the seventh thing that you can do is to avoid taking out debt for once. That $3,000 clothing account that you have, burn the card, cut up the card, pay it off and close the account. There is really no need to carry so much debt just so that you can look good, so that you can impress people at work, so that you can impress people in the streets. Those people are saving their money, they are investing, they are growing their wealth while you are wearing your wealth. Let's not be a generation of people who wear their wealth. The wealth must be silent in the investments, in the bank accounts, in your money markets, in your emergency fund. You don't want to just wear your wealth, and tomorrow when something happens, you are not able to take care of yourself financially because all you focused on was wearing your wealth. And if we are being honest, there are too many well-dressed, broke men and women out there. A lot of times it's the ladies, but men also love clothing nowadays, and they are equally taking out clothing accounts so that they can look good. And for what? You want to give a certain perception that you are the it girl or the it guy, or you are the corporate girly or a corporate gent. You must look a certain way. You can definitely look a certain way for less, and you can look a certain way without you taking out debt. You can actually lay by your clothing, or you can just save up and buy it cash. And if we are being truly honest, if you are not able to lay by an item, or you are not able to buy an item with cash that you have put aside, then you really cannot afford it. There is really no reason for anyone to go out there and take out debt just for clothing. No, save up or lay by the item. With lay by, there is no debt involved. You bring your cash, you deposit, you keep paying off until you are done and you get your item. The eighth thing that you can do is to try having a capsule wardrobe. And this is all over Pinterest. If you want to get ideas on how to do a capsule wardrobe for whatever season, for whatever type of dressing, you can actually get inspiration and ideas from Pinterest. And here we are saying pick out certain basic items that you can mix and match, and you can wear with different things, that you can integrate in certain colors that goes basically with everything. And then you don't need to have a whole load of clothing that you own. You can have a few functional items that actually makes you look good. You go for the tones that fit your skin color, that fit your shape, the shape of your body, and all of that. So try searching for different styles that you love and build a wardrobe that actually speaks to you and saves you money. Then there is no need for you to buy so many things. And here you also want to make sure that you are focusing on quality of items and not quantity. You don't want to have a 3,000 for shopping and then you buy a whole lot of unnecessary things that if you wear it twice, then it's torn somewhere, or the shoe is no longer, the heel fell off. Try to get quality pieces. You don't have to do it at the same time. A capsule wardrobe can be built over time, but with items that really have meaning to you and that really make your style pop. The ninth thing that you can do is to look at different ways you can increase your income. And here we are saying you might not be able to cut as much from your current budget or your current expenses as you really need. So in the absence of so much cutting, you also want to ensure that you have other income sources, or you have increased your earnings. And you can do this through a side hustle. You can consult on the side, you can sell things, you can really basically do anything that has interest for you and where you know you can get clients. You do that and you earn money, then you can supplement your budget and you can also increase your savings and investments. The 10th thing that one can do is to invest in free learning. There are so many free learning platforms out there, YouTube included. YouTube is really a gem when it comes to free education. I personally learn so much from YouTube. Anything that I'm trying to do, whether I'm cooking and I'm not sure what to do, I just go on YouTube and search. So basically you can do so much learning on YouTube. You search for whatever it is that you are struggling with or that you want to learn, and there will be a video out there that is speaking on that thing and you can learn. Look at free courses that you can find. Look at free blogs and all those platforms that allows you to just learn without you having to pay any money. There are a lot of courses and a lot of options out there that you can utilize that can really assist you so that you are able to access better opportunities and you are able to increase your earning potential. The 11th thing that you can consider is to take lunch to work. I have spoken about this before in a previous video, but I want to emphasize again to say taking lunch to work saves you a lot of money. And apart from it saving you money, you are also doing good for your body because you are eating a healthy meal. A healthy meal that you yourself have prepared, or whoever prepares meals for you at home has prepared, and using the freshest ingredients that they can find in an environment that is clean, and the food is prepared with love and your body receives the food also with love. So it's not only for the financial benefit, but it's also for your health benefit and for your enjoyment. At number 12, you want to DIY as much as possible. Learn to do things yourself. Learn basic maintenance skills so that you are able to do things around your home without having to pay somebody to come and do it. For instance, if you just want to paint a wall, or you want to transform a cupboard and you want to paint it in a different color or put some shapes or anything like that. If you learn this, whether it's on YouTube or wherever platform you get to learn, you can do this yourself, and then you don't always have to pay somebody for little things. Apart from these skills saving you money, you are also going to feel much better and feel empowered for having the ability to do things around your home yourself. So as much as possible, do certain things yourself. You don't always have to outsource. You don't always have to bring in somebody and then you have to pay. And sometimes they don't even do it the way that you really wanted it to be done. Doing it yourself also includes your personal care. For instance, as a lady, you want to wash your hair at home. You want to be able to do your hair treatments at home. You don't always have to go to the salon for you to do your hair treatments. We all know that hair treatments at the salons are expensive. And I am one of those people. I wash my own hair at home. I do my treatments at home. I do rollers or styling of my own hair at home. I only go to the salon once in a while, maybe once a month or once every other month, if I want a full blowout of my hair and I want my hair to be like straight, because that is not something I know how to do myself. But all in all, I just buy my products, I do my things at home. It saves me money, and it also saves me to spend time in the salon. I'm not a fan of spending a lot of time in the salon. And apart from doing your hair at home, also consider doing your own facials at home. Buy the necessary products, and only once in a while you go for a treatment at a spa, or for complicated treatments, then you can go to a spa. But for the basic things, do your facials at home, do your nails at home, and all of that. You can consider looking at what are the things that you are able to do yourself and what are the things that you really need to go out there and spend so much money to do. And with hair, also with the gentlemen, cut your own hair at home. You don't need to go to the barber all the time. Maybe once in a while. You'll be amazed at how much you are able to save each month or each week just for you to do certain things by yourself. The 13th thing that you can do is to grow a garden. I know that many people don't have space for gardening. However, there are different methods that people use. You can put up a small pot or a small garden on your balcony. You can do it in any small space. You are able to put something up and you can grow your basics like your tomatoes, your spinach, maybe your onions, any of those basic ingredients that you actually use on a daily basis in your home. Consider growing that at home and see how you are able to reduce your grocery bill. But not only that, if you have enough space to grow a little bit more, then you can sell to your neighbor, you can sell to your friends. Every time you are harvesting spinach, let me say you do it weekly, then you know you are harvesting extra for maybe people in your neighborhood who now buy the spinach, for instance, from you. So it could become an income source. Even if it's not on a large scale, it's still something that is not only saving you money, but it's also putting money in your pocket. And that is a good thing. The 14th and the last thing that you want to do is to teach your entire family about saving money, about cost cutting, and about living a frugal life. If you have a big family, let me say you are more than 3 in your household or you are 5 in your household. You want to teach everybody at home about saving, about cutting costs, about being frugal. Because you won't be able to do it alone if you are with other people who are not understanding and not implementing the same concepts that you are implementing. So teach your little ones, if you have kids, about switching off of the plugs, using of the energy saving bulbs, growing your food at home. You can do it as a family also. You can make it a family activity that you plant together and you harvest together, and you really appreciate the things that you have done as a family at home. Maybe you have painted your garage or you have painted a certain room in the house without having to bring in somebody to do that. So if you are able to do that as an entire family with the same goal, with the same focus, you will be able to save so much more while you are also just strengthening your family bonds. When you first implement money saving hacks or cost cutting hacks, or when you are really just trying to relook at how you do things with your money, it looks like it will make a very small difference. But as you keep implementing and as you go and you become consistent, you will really be able to see a big difference in terms of your finances. And you might also, out of all these things, you might also get ideas, like I've said earlier, on how you can increase your income and how you can add more money to your pocket. So it's really an opportunity to see your finances in a different light and to see how best you can do more for less and how you can bring more and keep more of your earnings. So let me know in the comments, what are you currently doing to cut costs, considering that everything around us, prices have gone up? What have you been doing to really mitigate the fact that everything has gone up. What are you currently implementing to save more? What are you currently implementing to make sure that you are able to stretch your money further, to be able to still do things that you were able to do before all the prices and things have gone up? So share in the comments. It might help another person. It might also help me, because I also don't know what you are implementing, and I would like to make changes to my own finances as much as possible. So if there are some tips that are different from the ones that I've shared, you are welcome to share them. We are all here to learn from each other, and I will see you in the next video.